welcome to the 4th episode of Tell It All podcast. Yes, sir. That's right. I mean, this is the show that brings you, mind-blowing conversations with the most prominent people across the country. And today is not even short of that. Extraordinary, you know what I'm saying? And we're about to get into the juice about the one and only. How do I even start to describe? Look, she is a business mogul. She is an entrepreneur, a boss lady.
Yes, absolutely.
And you know what? She is absolutely amazing in each and everything that she does. And today we want to hear her story of how she, puts her life together and is this person that she is today. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Boss Lady, aka Lekat, to our podcast. How are you doing, baby?
I'm fine. How are you?
Fantastic. It's such a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming. Yes, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know you're busy, so it wasn't easy for you to be here. But
absolutely.
We appreciate it so much.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is Tell It All podcast, baby girl.
Girl, I'm scared, but
I know you're not scared.
I'm a little scared.
But
we'll
don't worry. I'll go easy on you.
Mm-hmm.
And just to make things easier for the both of us, I like to ask a question to our guests. It's a question that I ask all our guests, just to break the ice, so that we can, relax and everything like that. Yeah.
And take
so
it
the question that I ask normally is to people, like when they go out on occasion, say maybe you're going to a wedding or any event, any occasion really, dinner, lunch, whatever it is.
Solo day,
And solo date. You had a solo date. Not so long ago, you had a solo date.
Yeah.
With somebody's wallet sitting right there on the table.
Wow. Bills had to be paid, girl.
Oh, that's how it is.
Bills had to be paid.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the thing. What do you take normally out when you go out on those occasions? What's the one thing that you decide not to leave at home no matter what?
Definitely money. I don't want to be stranded.
Yes.
It has to be money.
Yeah.
Perfume and lipstick.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for somebody who would say money.
Yeah, money.
People have been talking about the stuff that they take. I've been waiting for somebody who says,
money.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It gives me a sense of security, knowing, should I go overboard? I do have money to pay. Kapo. I know I have money to pay.
100%.
Yeah.
I do have this friend of mine, Kiva. The one time I asked her as well the same question, like, what do you normally take when you go out? And she said, money. And I was like, smart girl.
The first thing that has to be there, money. If I'm going to need a cab, money.
For sure, because you never know what's
going to happen.
That's right. You heard it here. Money is very important. You must take that when you go out, ladies. Huh? Okay, look, man, you have so many accolades for the amazing stuff that you've been doing. It's so evident, it's all out there. But first, we would like to know just a young background check of who Itumeleng Mothobi is. Like, where you from? What did you study?
Yeah.
And how did you become this awesome person that you are?
I'm glad you think I'm awesome, because I'm yet to be awesome. Anyway, ke tswa dithabaneng ha ke iso. Ke ngwana Maseru kapa ke ngwana na.
I know that's right.
Ke ngwana na Maseru. I studied BA Urban and Regional Planning. Because that was the last time I went to school.
Whoa.
I graduated in 2013.
Okay.
And then life started happening since. Well, life had happened before then. But
wow, so you graduated and then you did something completely different.
Yes.
Speaking of, going to graduation and stuff, do you know, I'm about to be a fan right now, which I am.
Please
be. Do you know that we went to the same high school?
I know. Come on, girl. I know.
Yeah, you have to know.
Even the energy. About the energy.
Yeah, and you had obviously one of the faces that are unforgettable. Like you had a personality.
I've always had a personality.
For sure.
Like when you say this, every time somebody says, Mama says, like how people will bring you stuff. Mama says, they feel such and such about you. I'm like, girl, please. People have been feeling some type of way about me since Kehula. This isn't new. So, utlaba sharp,
Utlaba sharp, now in high school.
Primary, high school, tertiary, tertiary. so I had humbled myself down a little, but it was only temporary.
Look, there's something that people don't know that didn't go to the same high school as you. I mean, they're looking at you now, you're all lashed up and proper and looking absolutely stunning.
Little do they know.
Little do they know. Listen, I remember there was this fast walk you had. Nobody would catch you because you was like, and you had that, hey, don't test me face.
No.
Don't do that.
Don't even try.
In my mind, I'm thinking, okay, is Itumeleng a tomboy? Or what was going on? Like, so did you ever have a face like that? Or
was it a face or is it who I am?
Yeah.
I have that in me. Depending on your definition of what a tomboy is, but it's one of my best phases to be in. I've been a tomboy my whole life. You know, I love being in those phases. I love not being an open book where you think I'm going to be a girly girl and then I rock up.
You've got that thing.
I've got that thing. But I've had that my whole life.
I saw it.
I had it.
Now, let's talk about you doing regional, what did you say?
Urban and regional planning. Yeah.
Then switching up, sorry, your mic there?
Sorry, babe.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah.
And then you switched up from doing that into entrepreneurship. Like, what is the thing that set you onto the path of entrepreneurship?
I was born, I'm literally going to say this, I was born to be an entrepreneur. I've loved money since I can remember. High school, in high school. Okay, we weren't in the same class. I think you were just a class behind me or two, so you wouldn't know. So I've always been a lover of money. I've always loved making my own money. My decision to study urban and regional planning at NAL wasn't, I think I had very little career guidance, little to none.
A lot of us.
So now it was about, guidance, for me it was about so these are my options. National University of Lesotho. I remember asking my aunt, okay, these are the symbols. But I don't want to study law. I don't want to do social work. Like I mentioned the things that I didn't want to study. She's like, okay, it's you are peaking. It was my first time hearing it. And when she mentioned it, I thought it sounded fancy. So I'm like, I'm going to pick that.
Fancy stuff.
I'm going to pick that. I went, I did it. Obviously, when you go to tertiary, you go with the hope of graduating, getting a really nice job, and then Lesotho. Yes, this is Lesotho. So your chances of getting employment after graduating, zero. I'm going to put it that way. It's zero. So I had to make things happen for myself.
I like that.
I am a mother. I was a mother then, so I had to make things happen for myself. I didn't have any financial support.
Wow.
So I'm not about to go hungry.
No.
Girl, no. So I had to make things happen. I like hot dog. That is one of the best times of my life.
Girl, hot dogs were selling like fat cakes.
They were selling like fat cakes. And some of the clients that I have, some of the networks that I had back then are the people that,
you don't say
they are here now. And there are people I know I can pick my phone and say, okay, I need this and this and that. I'm good with people, you know that, girl.
Go on.
I need this and this and that. And we've known each other since way back. The hot dog. So that's when life literally started. Business,
Of course.
Business. But hey, we're still standing.
But character development, I can say, even sitting from here now, the energy.
Absolutely.
I'm content.
Absolutely.
Now, I understand that you went from, you had your challenges, your setbacks. What could you say are some of the things that, in hindsight, helped you develop that character that you have now in terms of business?
In terms of business, honestly, my love for money is the first thing. I'm not going to sugarcoat it or anything. My love for money, my love for the finer things in life. Like, how I'm not going to be offended because it's true.
Okay.
And I'm going to say it's true because my belief is in order for them to love you back. So when you interact with a lot of people, you come across a lot of personalities, characters, challenges, and things like that. So in the process of moving from one day to the next, you develop a certain character. So character development is in terms of business.
Yeah, it must have not been easy though.
It's not. It's still not easy.
It's still not easy. But does it ever get easy though?
No, absolutely not.
Dear God.
It doesn't get easy, but you grow resilience for it. You know, there's times, I used to be a very snappy person. Like, Ninka Warabe. Fast, you know? What they call a short man syndrome.
Okay.
You know how defensive, you know, some people can be. So I used to be that until, okay, maybe I need a different approach. To breathe in and breathe out and, you know, learn to listen, because all the time I used to be this person who wanted to speak all the time. I wanted to be heard all the time instead of listening to people, until I was like, in fact, it happened because a friend of mine was like, you need to listen, learn to listen. And I'm like, okay, let me take this and learn to take it in, and then now what do I pick from this, and then what do I leave out? So that helps a lot.
It's an easy thing to learn, you know.
No, absolutely not.
You know, you already are this kind of person, now having to learn something different. But if you're going to be successful in business, then you must learn to listen.
And in life in general. Because you can't think you know everything. Either we're always right, kapo we should be right, kapo our opinions should always be heard and stuff like that. So I learned a word, I think 3 years ago, where you unlearn things. I'm like, I thought all we do is learn.
Just learn.
They're like, no, you learn things and then you unlearn certain things. So I had to unlearn a lot. I'm still unlearning a lot of things, and I'm still learning a lot in the process of
I'm going to take this and go home with it. Like, I hope also you guys there listening, you understand, because that's some very powerful things that you're saying. Speaking of powerful things that you're saying...
Uh-oh.
I was just scaring you with the face. We're not on the man, you get invites to speak in, you know, big organizations and events and stuff like that as a motivational speaker. Or something like that.
Well, I have a word for it, but a public speaker.
Public speaker.
Yeah, my aim is not to motivate. Okay. But it's to use my voice to get a certain point across. Because, I mean, you know, certain people have a voice. Yeah. And I learned over time that I'm one of the people who may have a voice. So if it has to be heard, then I had to pick how it was going to be distributed to people. That is
not an easy thing to do, is it?
No, it's not.
It's not.
It is absolutely
not. Trust me, I think I know, because I know for myself there's a certain type of message that I'm trying to portray, but because of maybe my history or anything like that, it's kind of hard to put it in, you know, like, that's what I want to say, but I think I will learn.
You're going to be fine.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Speaking of voices, are you aware that you have a very intriguing voice? Like
so I found out very recently. I heard.
Yes.
I wasn't aware.
I watch your videos when you're doing stuff like of how to do this and that, and I'm just like, no, this voice is good enough for, you know, voiceover artists and stuff like that. So I've seen that you've sort of like moved into that. Like, how is that for you?
It's been mind-blowing. I only started in January, and the reception has been amazing. This is what I've always been...
Listen to that. Amazing.
I would do videos to sell my products or the things that I sell, and I would do a voiceover in order to explain things. And I'd get, girl, your voice this, your voice that. I've always been getting that from my friends and my partner, but I'm like, when I mean,
you know, you don't trust
not that I don't trust him, but I mean, it comes from a point of love for him to say your voice is amazing.
True.
So I would do it until this one time. There's a company that asked me to do a voiceover for their product, and I smashed it. I don't want to lie.
That's what I like to hear.
I smashed it. I'm like, who the hell is talking? Who is this girl? You know? So I'm like, maybe there's something here. Yeah. It's hard because one, I might have the personality and the voice and everything. I don't have a studio. I don't have voice training. I learned, there's a lady I follow on TikTok. I learned you have to have different pitches to your voice. So like le jwalo.
Cool.
But so far, I don't want to mention him because I didn't say anything, but there's a person who has a studio that has offered to assist and help me, obviously, at a charge, because nothing is for mahala.
Nothing is for mahala.
So yeah, I think with time we're gonna, we're gonna be international.
Okay, look, now let's get into something a bit tense, you know what I'm saying? The thing is, you seem to be so content, so established, like you know yourself and stuff don't face you, you know? Obviously, there's nothing like that in life. You have challenges and sometimes they do put you some type of way. And people do have opinions on the type of person you are. Like, for instance, there's people who feel like you're unapproachable. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know. And there's
Weird.
people who feel like you're unapproachable.
Yeah.
Before I ask you another question, what would you say causes that for people to feel like, okay, Itumeleng, boss lady, like, there's not somebody I can go to and talk to, like unapproachable?
Well, what I've realized is when you are in the, I'm going to call it in the public eye, because I put myself there.
Yeah.
When you are in the public eye, people make perceptions of who you are and who you should be and how you should respond to certain gestures. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can't be, I'm an open person. I'm a lovely, as far as I know, but I can't go around smiling just because I'm approachable. Secondly, I mean, re phela Lesotho. Re phela ka rato siya mollo. Ke tla be ke tseba hore April, she can throw jabs as much as she wants. Also, I'm very petty, that I know. So if a person says, if a person says she's petty, yes, I am. But yeah, I'm not approachable. I can't really say.
Okay.
But sometimes people want you to just, they want to have access to you. And when you deny them access to you, then it kind of sits with them the wrong way. Why isn't she a certain way? Why doesn't she respond?
Yeah. Speaking of not responding, people also have a lot to say about,
Girls say it.
Yeah, people also have a lot to say about you as a person and obviously everything that's around you, your business, your marriage, and things like that. They will be talking about how, Galelo was basically, it's like it's kind of like a, how do I say? I don't want to use the word scam because that's not the word.
Yeah.
Like, in Gary, and then there's also those talks about your marriage of infidelity in there, and then there's there's a lot of stuff that people talk about you and the stuff that are around you. And you literally are able to say, you know what, I'm not going to entertain this stuff. Like, this is like, how do you do that?
Here's what, if I were to address every day things said about me, especially negative things said about me, I would be addressing that every day. I don't have time for that,
right?
First of all. Secondly, what I have noticed is, if as a woman, the only time I can get something is through a man. It's going to be very hard for me to think there's women who work for what they have. Exactly, So it's always, we project as people. So I always take it as a projection. Leon Antonia stories about infidelity. I'm going to answer for me because I can't answer for my partner. And I'm like, okay, you people know so much about me. But there is one thing you're failing to tell me. Do not, one, if you're going to say it, then don't speculate, don't insinuate. You have to have something tangible. I mean, I go around.
Exactly.
First of all, where am I going to go with that car? Do you understand? We've had conversations surrounding infidelity with my partner on some, like we're open like that. So even if you would wanna, you're not free to do whatever, unfortunately. I would want to be free to do whatever I want.
No, I meant like the people are free to intervene and they feel like,
they feel like, they have to have an opinion and you have to address it. No, I'm not going to address it. If you believe I'm doing something, I mean, well and good, believe that I'm doing it. Because honestly, so there has to be a time where ba be le maikutlo a bona ka wena. Because my good dula afapana. I mean, I can't stop people from thinking whatever they want to
right?
think. Yeah, the business umgalelo.
Sorry,
no, it's fine. It's funny that a business ke umgalelo ne. I'm sorry, but I'm going to mention several businesses.
Okay.
There's Honey, there's Herbalife, there's Table Charm, there's several network marketing businesses. There's, network marketing businesses. Then something exactly similar and even bigger in Lesotho for Basotho.
True that.
The same things that happened to me and my teammates in the business. But because this one came through, it didn't come through me. It came through a lady called Khotaza Tulan. She's the one who introduced me in the business.
Okay.
But because I took it and I flew with it, then it's a problem.
That is so true,
So if somebody had gotten a car through, say, Herbalife, it's a round of applause. If it was through...
Somebody that
I
they
know
are
people...
with.
Exactly, somebody that they're comfortable with. So I get the issue isn't really the business. The issue is who's getting in the business. But in all honesty, I take it as a compliment.
Yeah.
It's a huge compliment to find out there's people who would rather starve and not get into a business and not make money because they're like, Itumeleng Mothobi. And I'm like, God damn, I must be powerful. I must be a baddie in business for people to be so shaken.
Yes.
But here's the thing. I'm not going to get into anything and not give it my all.
Wow.
I promise you. I'm not going to get into a business and not give it my all.
Yeah.
So if I feel like I have one foot in and another foot out, I'm going to get out. And that's what I've done with a lot of businesses or ventures that I've gotten in. So even the next one, should there come a business, say maybe it's called April, girl, I'm going to give it my all and I'm going to get everything there is to get in that business.
Wow.
That's just how I am.
That is so impressive.
That's just how I am.
If you do anything, then do it halfway.
Exactly.
Right?
And I'm not going to shrink myself or tone myself down just so everybody's comfortable. If you're not going to level up to where I want you to be leveled at.
Wow, I like the confidence. Girl, it's doing something to me.
For me, it doesn't even feel like confidence.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, then kids,
Yeah.
Should I be feeble so that everybody else is comfortable?
Right.
I'm not going to do that. I've never been a person like that. You will feel my presence. Really, honestly.
Speaking of people feeling your presence, I mean, you're a sociable person as well as your husband. Like you guys do go out on different occasions and stuff like that. Separately and also on Facebook, you guys are like friends. Like you're friends.
We've been friends.
Exactly. It's like you see the relationship, and then there's the thing of, now that, so Itumeleng is doing this and then Lion is doing that on a different occasion and stuff like that. Are there any sort of like insecurities as, as a married couple?
Thank goodness there are none.
Is there.
Thank goodness there are none.
I feel like that's how a marriage should be.
Honestly, thank goodness there are none.
Yeah.
For me, they're not. He's never displayed any insecurities. Ibile, what I love the most is how we're able to keep our business, our marriage to ourselves, and then everything else we don't even discuss. If he's going to go to a certain event and do his thing, he's going to do that.
Yeah.
Other than that, nah.
Now you got your own thing, girl.
Yeah.
Like you got your own. You're working in lady independent in your own way, and then people have this thing where they feel like women who are able to do for themselves when it comes to their marital life, they become a little pompous and disrespectful to the partner because they feel like, Linda, I've got my own. Yeah, you got yours sharp. Linda, I got my own. I want to understand, are you like a modern type of wife where you still cook for your husband, you still do stuff like that?
I'm a wife through and through.
And that's what I like.
I am a wife through and through. Yeah. Part of the reason why I am so driven with everything, I was raised by women. I was raised by one of the strongest. I mean, she passed away.
Yeah.
My grandmother was a force in herself, So I'm only being what I grew up seeing.
Okay.
And a woman has to work, you know, for anything that she wanted.
Yeah.
I don't even know who my grandfather was because unfortunately he died before I was born.
Excuse me, yeah.
So it's situations like that, I'm just literally living the only thing that I know how to live. But yes, getting into the marriage, that.
Your own.
Yeah, not your own per se, but I'm used to doing everything by myself. So that's what I wanted. So it was kind of like, ma'am, I'm here. Simmer down. You know, simmer down. I'm here. You're no longer doing this life thing alone. But other than that, Kaniti, if I'm a wife, and I do what wives do, and you might see me on social media saying, hey, a man is not gonna. A man tells me, girl. And if he says you are not, I am
how
not.
You move? How you contain?
We like it. And I'm not even ashamed of it. I'm not even ashamed of it.
It's beautiful.
You know how social media will make you feel like, you're a pick-me. Yes. If that's how you see it, it's fine.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
respect that already.
Yeah, no, it's fine if that's how you see it.
Yeah. Okay. Now we're gonna play a little spicy game.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you what goes and what stays. So far, I'm liking everything that we're talking about. So I'm gonna ask you, it's a little game that I'm gonna play with you. I'm gonna ask you what goes
and what stays.
And then you tell me,
like what goes and what stays.
I'm gonna start with something. The market delectable. The delectable.
Delectable or the market?
Yes.
Delectable.
Why?
I'm biased.
Oh,
girl.
God.
I know the owner personally. Yeah. I know the owner personally.
Okay, let's do another one.
Yeah.
Mansa or Jikajik?
Mansa.
Okay.
Yeah.
And who else? One last one. That is Tana or Yakim. Is it Yakim or Yakim?
Well, that is Tana. Okay. And I'm going to say this because I get to know who Yakim is. I'm sorry. Maybe I was born in the 90s. Yeah.
No, the clothing brand. Is it Joachim or Yakim?
Oh.
Hey, I don't know how to pronounce it. So those two, you got to pick one.
No, you're not putting me.
You got to pick one.
Oh my God. What do I pick? I call it Joachim. And I could be mispronouncing it because I need
somebody who knows how to pronounce.
We need to hear him
put it on the comment
say
sections
it
right now, please.
Yes.
Oh, Hannah, it's not a voice note vibe.
Yeah.
Okay, look. Yeah. Man, I think we're gonna.
Okay, then I'm gonna choose Joachim.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we have it. Man, it was a fun time with Itumeleng, the one and only Leka. Guys, we're gonna take a young little. I'm getting distracted with everything that's happening in the studio. Look, we're gonna take just a minute break and we'll be right back and finish off this what we have.
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome.
Thank you.
We are back, and she was actually finding it difficult to pick, between Yakim, Joachim, Hakim, I don't know, and it is style, and that's quite interesting.
Yeah.
You picked Yakim, right?
Yeah, I'm going to pick Joachim.
Hey, why though?
Well, I love the brand.
How?
It is.
Right? I understand.
It's the next biggest thing that's going to happen in Africa.
Ooh,
I love the brand. She
said it, y'all.
Yeah.
Okay, look, we're almost running out of time, so just to close everything up, please do give us a young little advisement. I mean, your work is remarkable. We see how you're pushing, how you're doing so many things. You're out here on cruises. You've got
girl, I'm living my best life.
And all that stuff. You just came back from a cruise because of your hard work. Like, what would you say to entrepreneurs out there who are interested in getting into network marketing?
I'm going to talk about people interested in getting into network marketing or business in general. Yeah. It's not about what everyone says around you, because most people fear stepping into a different venture of their lives if it has to do with getting money, because they fear that time we don't even put food on your table. Yeah, exactly. So if you have an inkling or a gut feeling that says do something, do it. If it fails, try something different. You know, just keep life moving and stop watching people live something that you can also be living.
All right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Don't be a spectator,
man. Boss lady. You heard it, you guys. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Tell It All podcast is going places. We had like on our couch, y'all. And I just want to say a big shout out to Jenuine Hype for the amazing job that they're doing. And of course, my pretty face done by the one and only Elly at Lakeside. You can find her beautiful shop there also. So, you know what, man? It was super awesome.
It was amazing.
Yeah, we're going to bring you here again because I know you be doing stuff all the time.
Well, maybe some other time, right?
All right, man. From us here at Tell It All podcast, thank you so much. We'll see you on episode 5. Ciao.
Bye.